What is happening? Man, it's Good Friday. It's the Friday before Easter, right? Wow, it doesn't seem like it's Easter already. It seems like just what, not even just yesterday I was out in Las Vegas, right, for the winter holiday. And now it's springtime and it's Easter, right? Golly, does it seem like it's Easter already? It doesn't. To me it doesn't, but that's just me. Hey, welcome to the podcast. I'm Matt Pierce. This is the Carb Time podcast where we talk about racing, specifically open wheel racing and sports car racing, because that's what I'm into. That's my thing. That's my gig, right? I love it. But we also talk about the lifestyle around it. Okay. We talk about things beyond that, the things that I enjoy, the camping, the finer things, you know, the simple life. That's what we do here. Right. And I'm going to get a little bit more into this rebrand here in a minute, but I think we're ready to go with this episode. I mean, I've got my cherry Coke, my diet sugar, zero sugar cherry Coke, my sweet tea, and my spittoon. Let's get on with it. Okay, so what is up with Formula One bringing Garth Brooks, okay, to the to the Formula One race at COTA? This is like a disaster. I personally cannot think of a worse act than Garth Brooks. This is, I'm sorry, I've never really been a Garth Brooks fan. I know a lot of you are, and that's fine. I am not. To me, Garth Brooks represents everything that's wrong with humankind. Okay. I mean, you've got a guy who gets success and he just loses it. He becomes like this maniac trying to reinvent himself in 6,000 different ways. That's fine. I get it. You're an artist. Okay. You're an artist. Okay. But at some point, I feel like Garth Brooks kind of quit becoming an artist and became more of a, I don't know. I to keep this somewhat rated PG, I can't even think of the words. Okay. So now all of you Garth Brooks fans who are pissed off at me, turn off the episode now. But I think that this whole Garth Brooks at Formula One, whoever did this, you know who made this decision? Educated people without common sense. Somebody, I don't know if it was at Liberty Media or whoever is behind all this, some college educated people who sit there and listen to this urban cowboy country music BS thought it would be cute to have the old guy, Garth Brooks, come and be the entertainment of this race. And that's fine. But let me tell you what this is going to do. This devalues that ticket to the point to where it's like, do I really want to go? I mean, I live 30 minutes from the track, 45 minutes from the track. Pay money to go. Do I want to go? No, I don't. I mean, because then I'm going to feel like I'm ripped off. Like, I paid thousands of dollars for this race weekend, and then you feel like you're missing something because, it's that FOMO, right? That fear of missing out thing. Like you're going to miss out on a concert that you paid for, and your money went to pay this dorky act. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm just not feeling it. This whole thing was completely misthought out. I mean, they could have had so many other people there. You could have probably gotten a George Strait, Gary Clark Jr. Man, you could have gotten all kinds of people to come here. Willie could have probably gotten Willie. You could have gotten all kinds of people. That's much more representative of what Austin and Central Texas is than Garth Brooks. This was the worst idea in the history of ever. And I know that the entertainment, at least for a guy like me, is not ever the reason I go to these races. Never. I mean, if they're having a good concert, okay, great. If not, if I am, It's not the reason I go. It's because I want to go see the racing. I want to go see the cars. I want to go have the experience. I want to feel like I'm there, right? I want to feel this moment, right? Especially as a photographer and as a journalist and as somebody who wants to share my experiences with you in a real, authentic kind of way. This is me telling you that I think it's a joke. It's a joke, a complete and utter joke. So I think that this is just more of this out of touch reality that Liberty Media is trying to do with Formula One. I think when it comes, and props to IndyCar for not leaning too much into this route yet. You know, I'm a diehard IndyCar guy, have been since I was practically born, right? My hat goes off to IndyCar for not straying too far into this bubble yet, okay? Because I said this in a video on YouTube the other day talking about the Arlington Grand Prix. This thing is going to be cool if they do it right. If they do it right. Unfortunately, I don't see where they're doing this Austin GP right. I just don't. I mean, look, I am a creature of habit. I am a creature of do things my own way. I want to go there. I want to have a good time. I want to watch the sessions. I want to watch the races. I want to see what's going on. Don't really care about the concerts. But I do mind that my money that I'm paying for these tickets is going to pay for this junk. Okay. And the people that you're attracting with an act like Garth Brooks, they're not even race fans, really. And I understand that that's a demographic you're trying to connect with. At some point, you don't even care about the race fans anymore. We're just kind of a afterthought. It's like, let's just put asses in the seat and let's make as much money as we can. The races and the true race fans are an afterthought. It's true. And I'm getting this feeling more and more with Formula One. Now, I used to not feel this way, but since Drive to Survive and all this, and granted, I love what Drive to Survive is doing for the sport. I do. But in some ways, I feel like it's making the true race fans a real afterthought. Kind of like what NASCAR did. Made the true... I used to be a real NASCAR fan. Or now I haven't watched a NASCAR race in years. And that probably makes me a little out of touch, maybe with, most of you out there, because I know a lot of y'all still like NASCAR, but no way. I can't do NASCAR. I just can't. This is a whole nother episode, but you've probably heard me say this before. Something happened in NASCAR that caused NASCAR to kind of lose its appeal, right? And that was the death of Dale Earnhardt. I can almost pinpoint this, okay? NASCAR was big. It was going like gangbusters. And then all of a sudden, Dale gets killed in Daytona, right? Something happened with NASCAR, something snapped. And then you see this big kind of growth after that happened. And then it just finally starts kind of to die off a little bit. Like people are just like, whatever. A lot of this, I think, was they started to alienate their true race fans. For the casual race fans who are just trying to come and kick it with the race fans, right? Maybe the drivers became a little too cartoonish, maybe a little too entitled, a little bit too goofy. It's like you're watching cartoon characters, to the point where you have, idiots riding the wall all the way around a racetrack to try to get into the playoffs, whatever. This is stupid. NASCAR to me just becomes more like a demolition derby on a Sunday afternoon. It's the guy, Sunday, kind of thing, and it's just, to me, I've lost all interest in it. I don't follow it. I don't go to the races anymore. It's just not my thing. My concern is this is what Formula One is doing, because at some point you just get too concerned with getting asses in the seats and eyeballs on the screen, and that's your only concern. And these people are short-lived fans. Look at NASCAR. You had this growth through the early to mid 2000s. They push and push and push and push and push to get asses in the seats and eyeballs on the screen, right? Those fans were short-lived. 5 to 10 year fans. 5 to 10 year fans. They're temporary fans. There's a lesson to be learned. Formula One, IndyCar, it's not all about just getting asses in the seats and eyeballs on the screen. Now, that being said, I think IndyCar does have a content problem. They do. Formula One does good with content. They do top shelf content, a lot of it. Fans crave it. Formula One does great when it comes to media and content, especially in recent years. I'd like to see IndyCar do a little bit more of that. The relatable content, not the bro content, that kind of dominates things, not the overly tech stuff, that they could benefit from more of this relatable content. The thing here is I think you have to balance the tightrope between the proven traditional fans and putting asses in the seat. Hiring an act like Garth Brooks doesn't do that. And I can see the press releases now. They're going to claim that it was the biggest crowd ever at COTA. They're going to say that it was Garth Brooks drew them all in. You see the PR line now. But the reality of it is nobody cares. Nobody cares about Garth Ethan Brooks. And this was a mistake. This was an absolute mistake from the get-go. And I don't know. I hope that IndyCar doesn't pull some sort of stunt like this with Arlington. Listen, Formula One did a good job. The only reason they kind of cleaned this up is by adding the Turnpike Troubadours. I don't know who this other guy is. Kyogi, whatever it is. But they did at least put Turnpike Troubadours on the bill, which is a good move. I think you go after some real people, something that real people can relate. Look, and this is the last I'm going to say about this, bringing Garth Brooks to COTA for the F1 weekend is the equivalent of bringing Elton John to Sturgis. It's that simple. It's the equivalent of Garth Brooks at COTA is the equivalent of Elton John at Sturgis. You just don't do it. Garth Brooks is a has-been. He's a wash-up. He's a personality that just, what's he going to do? Come in like driving in a Bentley or a Ferrari or some, crazy bullshit, lit on fire, swinging from a rope from it, parachute in. Who the hell knows with Garth Brooks? You just never know what kind of publicity stunt this goofy ass is going to do. I mean, whatever he thinks will get Garth Brooks' attention, he'll do it. He will do it. And then he'll, undoubtedly, this song is for all the people who aren't with us anymore. I just love them so much, and we all miss them, and blah, 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 blah. Looking back. You're going to see stupid shit that he always does. And he'll start screaming when he sings Friends in Low Places and all this other, do that whole thing, It's goofy. It's goofy. This is horrible. So anyway, I'm not a fan. Whoever made this decision should be canned. Like ship them down to Johnny Fletcher, right? Take them out to the porta can. Get rid of them. It's not even worth it. And really, the conversation is not even worth my breath because by me talking about it, I'm somehow plugging it. And that's what's most disgusting about it. But anyway, that's my take on it. I want to talk a little bit about this rebrand that we've done here. A lot of people are talking about me doing this rebrand here with the YouTube channel and the podcast and all this. It's really not a rebrand. It's a collaboration. A lot of people ask me, they say, why did you leave TikTok? Because I hate freaking TikTok. I freaking hate TikTok. I cannot stand that platform. It's nothing political. It's just I hate it. I absolutely hate this platform. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Instagram. I'm not really a huge fan of social media in general, but I have to do it because it's my job. I'm a journalist. I'm a photographer. I'm a PR guy. I mean, for some people and some organizations. But I hate social media. And so I felt like this whole carb time thing is more of a compliment than it is a rebrand. Okay. Let me kind of lay this out there for you guys who on YouTube who've been with me for quite a long time. The whole thing here, I was working with consultants, and some of these consultants are pretty big name consultants. I work in the media business. I have worked in the media business for many years, 20 years now. Some of these consultants were telling me to like say things and do things and create content. It was just a shock value, right? It was a shock value. I didn't even like it. I didn't even want to be part of it. I knew that on TikTok, you almost had to say something overly controversial to get clicks and likes and views and all this other bullshit you have to get. It wasn't me naturally. It wasn't who I am as a person. I'll say something controversial. I really don't care. But to say something controversial without any intent behind it is just ridiculous. And I felt like that's where TikTok was going, was you just say random things. And anyway, I fired the whole damn bunch. I did. I fired the whole bunch because I think it's ridiculous that what we're doing is sitting here listening to these people telling us what we should do and tell us what we should think and all this stuff. The reality of it is just do whatever the hell you want to do. Play by a few given rules. But for the most part, just chill, man. Just chill. Do your own thing. Be real. And that's why I left TikTok. That's why I'm not overly big on Instagram. I don't sit there and I don't push these things. I don't fight for these things. I don't try to fight for this huge share of the pie because I think that what we need to do is just be real and authentic and true to ourselves. So for me, come bringing this whole thing back full circle, I want to do things about Texas, travel, destinations, motorsports, history, things like this, camping, the outdoor lifestyle, things that I enjoy, right? And instead of just saying random shit just to get likes, views, subscribers, blah, 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 blah. I think it's all about authentic connections with people. Authentic connections are important for me because I want this thing to be real with you. And I think that's how it should be, not just another platform to get likes, clicks, and views, right? So that's why my whole thing has somewhat changed because I wanted it to reflect more of my personality. And I think that's what you guys on YouTube who've subscribed over the years have come to expect, not just another talking head, not just somebody out there looking for clicks and views and likes and all this other crap, but, somebody who really gives a damn about what he's doing. And I think that's why you tune in, So anyway, for me, carb time is simply just a compliment to the other stuff that I'm already doing. I'm not going to give up on the Matt Pierce blog. I'm still going to keep doing this. I'm not going to give up on all this other stuff. I think this is just another car in the stable, right? It's another option to do things. It's another way to do things. I'm still going to sit here and sip my sweet tea with my cherry Coke, zero sugar. I have my coffee when I do this in the mornings. Have my coffee. It's evening now, but it is what it is. So, I think being able to be real and being able to connect with people is the real important thing. And that's what I'm trying to do here. Just connect with y'all about things that I enjoy, and I hope you enjoy it too. It's really that simple. And by the way, if you do enjoy this, please consider liking, subscribing, commenting, leaving me sharing it, leaving me a view, whatever it is you do, a review, whatever it is. Share the love, will you? Share the love with your friends, your neighbors, whoever else, right? If you like just seeing an old guy with his spittoon, his iced tea, and his Coke sitting here, talking with you, and then sharing some experiences and photos and videos and clips and different things like that with you, please share it with your friends. It's not complicated what we're doing here. It's not overly flashy, not overly fancy, not overly bro, not overly ho, it's not any of that. It's just another good old boy out here, just a good old boy. At least I like to think that's what I am. So anyway, hey, please like, subscribe, comment, and share, and be sure to tell your friends about the Carb Time podcast. All right, we'll see y'all in the next one. That's my take. No more Garth Brooks. I think that's stupid. We're not even going to talk about it anymore. All right, cheers, everybody. Take care. Adios.